All right, good morning. Just wanted to let everybody know that there's some new files available in the Google Drive free. So those who have seen me playing the Big Country Pro with my mat, you've seen this. I don't know how many videos I've been playing the pro game with the mat. It's 11 by 17. You lay it flat, you move your ball on the football field, and your game charts are here. The updated version of the Football Pro charts are available now free. So you can print. You can literally print this out and do exactly what I'm doing. Um, it even has a cover. If you don't want to fool with that, you don't have to. You can just print, you can just print this one side and laminate it and or fold it like I'm doing here. I can stuff stuff in the middle of it. Plus it travels easier folded, but of course already the more you fold it, the more you're going to wear out that edge. So eventually this is going to fall apart into two pieces if I keep doing that. But yeah, you could laminate this and becomes your game mat. So I'm going to go ahead and do a screen share. There's three new free files up. So I thought I would screen share and share this. And I'll put a link to these so you can grab them. So, okay. So first off, let's talk about what I just brought up here. So under Big Country Football 2025 edition, this is the free edition. You will find two new folders. There's Big Country Pro football mat folder. That's this one. However, it's black and white. There's no color there, so it's cheaper if you want to print it. And remember, these charts were not accurate to the new book. They were older, so people spotted that pretty quick with their books. I have updated those to be fixed. Let's take a look at those. So you click in here, and there it is, your PDF for Big Country Pro football mat. All you'll need, of course, is a rule book to know how to make teams and how to play the game and how to do your off season in that. Again, there's a free Big Country football version free. Big Country Pro is for sale, and the new Big Country football is for sale. But anyway, Big Country Pro, as you can see it, I made it black and white. And these charts now for Big Country Pro football are completely up to date with your football. Again, 11 by 17. So for ease of printing and laying it in front of you like I'm doing and playing the game, all you need then are your teams laid out in front of you in your notebook or however you want to score it. Okay, so let's go back out. And then you'll also find a second Big Country Football mat. This is the brand new Big Country Football. This is the charts from the very latest February 22nd release of this game. So these are the most updated charts. However, they're not this rule book is not available free. If you want these updated rules, you'll have to purchase the book. But it's pretty self-explanatory. If you can play, if you can, I mean, it's completely compatible with any edition of Big Country Football you've been playing. So the free version of Big Country 2025 is right here. So if you've been using this game and these rules, it is completely compatible with the new game, right? It's just been rewritten, so it's easier to follow. And these charts have all been tweaked just a tiny bit. Again, I've said it before, it's negligible. If you're loving this free version, you don't have to change to anything. It's just I like to keep people up to date with what I'm doing. So anyway, there's now the Big Country mat. It uses the same art, black and white art, but it's got the new Big Country Football charts. And let me show you what I mean when I say they've been rewritten where they're easier to understand as you play. The first read, when you drop the D20, the very first read you make is the number. Where are we at? And the very first read you make is what defensive unit is involved in the play. So if I drop an 8, the opponent linebackers are going to tweak this play, right? They're either going to tweak the play down or they're going to tweak the play up or they're going to be a 0 and not tweak the play at all. So let's say I'm playing a team with a -2 linebacking core and I roll an 8. They're gonna take 2 off 8 down to 6. It's going to be a run for 1. So they will have turned a 5-yard run into a 1-yard run. They will have conserved 4 yards against my offense, right? That's how it works. It's that simple. So what's changed in the latest Big Country book? Well, there's now 4 defensive numbers as opposed to original. The original book is 9. So they affect almost 45% of all plays. So the free version of the game, defense can affect 45% of the plays called. In the pro version of the game, they can affect only 15% of the plays. The pro game is faster, easier, more explosive. Okay. This version, the latest version of Big Country Football, they can affect now only 20% of the plays, but they cannot have a backfire. So in the original game, your brilliant defensive line could actually backfire, right? So it shows up 45% of the time, but it could hurt you in some situations. That has been removed. If you got a brilliant defensive line, they're going to help you. They can't hurt you. If they're a bad defensive line, they're it's going to be bad. You don't want bad. Linebackers are either going to help you or they're going to hurt you. They're either going to help you or they're going to hurt you, or they're neutral, meaning a plus zero is neutral. They can't flip this switch, right? Okay, so that should bring everybody up to date. So if you want to play the most latest version of Big Country Football, that is for sale as of February 22nd in this little book. That's this set of charts called Big Country Mat, Big Country Football Mat. And again, there's a football field, what I call the quick and simple football field over here for ease of play. All you need then is to make your teams, put them on index cards, put them in notebooks, whatever you do with your teams. It's up to you. But I wanted to let everybody know both versions that are for sale, the mat are available free. So this version of the game is available for sale. Um, here's the charts, right? So what you need to play the game is ultimately free. What you need to understand the game and to do the off season and all that, you'll still need the rules of some kind, right? Okay, so that's that. But for those who are pretty smart, sophisticated, who already know how to play big country football, they could just make the transition to the latest charts if they want to. So I wanted to make sure everybody understood those are available now for free. Again, they're in 11 by 17, black and white, so you can have them printed at your local printer, or for those who have large format printers at home, you can print it out yourself, set it up, and play. So that's that. There's one final note I want to make. So I had made a 6 by 9 version of Football Time Complete that I was selling in a book form. And the reality is I don't want to sell Football Time Complete. I sell Football Time in Big Country Football. I don't need to sell a second version, although this version has the full football simulator in it. I just don't want to sell Football Time Complete as a book. So I went ahead and made it available in 8.5 by 11, the new Football Time Complete. I left the old one that I gave away on the 15th. This was updated on the 15th, I say. This was a part of the Christmas gifts that I gave away in 2024, but I've updated it as of January 15th. But the very latest version of Football Time Complete is also available now free. And all I did was I changed the format to an 8.5 by 11 for easy printing. And this book is no longer for sale. The 6 by 9 portable book, I realized I just it's redundant. I don't really want to sell it. I want people to be able to play the latest and greatest version of the complete advanced. This would be called Football Time Advanced. A big country football, our football time is in other iterations is already in the big country book. So I thought it's kind of redundant. Um, but there are changes to this. This is different than this version is different than this version, but I'm leaving them both up, let you choose. What's been tweaked is I went ahead and changed an F owner, what he's worth when he starts and what he earns every year. So the F owner now is not going to be guaranteed to lose his ownership, right? Before an F owner was basically going to be lose his team unless they were winning significantly. But I went ahead and made it where the F owner earns something every year. So a bad owner, as we all know, the guys that are fans of franchises that have had bad owners for 30 years, you know what it's like to have an F owner. I wanted people to know, I wanted people to have those F owners exist in your league, at least a chance that they can exist long term in your league. That's part of the reality of pro sports. How many of us are frustrated by bad owners, right? So it's important to make sure F can be in the league for some amount of time. So that's been tweaked. Also tweaked is the scoring charts. I talked about this. The scoring charts had changed for this version. They're a little more explosive, right? And the reason they're a little more explosive on the traditional um, charts, there's also a score by quarter. So if you want to just roll for what your team scores in the quarter, that's easy enough. The reason these are made more explosive is it makes them more compatible with the actual sim. Again, the actual sim, and I'll talk about the stats too. The actual sim, um, for when you want to play out your games, full bore, snap versus snap, go, 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 this can be with a drop of a 66. That's a touchdown, bam, from anywhere on the field. It can also be a turnover anywhere on the field, but bam, a touchdown anywhere on the field. It tends to produce slightly higher scoring than my original uh, possession-based charts. So what I did was I made sure this particular chart matched the what can potentially happen in your simulation, right? So that was important to me that this matched. So again, this also is the complete version. Also, there's a new touchdown type and turnover type. I just simplified this. It used to be, you'll see in the other version, there's a large chart for both of these. I just simplified these um, so you know if it's a run or a pass, touchdown, fumble loss. And then, of course, it still has a sample PFL league with sample rosters. But also, for those who aren't aware, the stat formulas have been made simpler than the this version, right? So this version has the same information. The let's see here, the scoring tables is different. The score per quarter is different. And of course, nothing's changed in the simulation, but the stat allocation here is a little more complicated. So I decided to simplify that. So both of them work. You can use either one you want. None of the information on the charts has changed. You will find that there is less productive rushing on the new charts. So let's come back over here. And part of that is the jive with the actual sim. So these sim charts don't produce huge running numbers unless you roll a rush touchdown. So, you can roll a touchdown run from the 80, 80 yards out or 20 yards out or 10, whatever. So I also made sure that the rushing stats here are not quite as high. So what I did to simplify this was you now to generate stats for your rushing performances when you play your fast sim games. If your team in that game is a B, and it's for the game, it's not what their offense is for the rating, it's what their offense is in that game. You roll for all three of your backs. You're starting your top back, your second back, and your quarterback. You will roll on that C chart for them for the game, and it tells you which dice to roll, and that'll give you all of your rushing totals for that game. Receiving, and now it's very simple. Fullbacks or whoever you have. If you don't have a fullback, let's say you're playing a modern team and they don't have a fullback, this would be your second tight end or your slot receiver. But either way, they get just to roll. This is all they get to roll. So that second tight end, that slot receiver only uses this. If you're playing, let's say a run and shoot, you could use the halfback for your slot receiver, and you could use the fullback for your halfback and say the run and shoot offense, right? So anyway, the point is it tells you which position you're rolling your receptions for and at what dice to use. So greatly simplified this for you. And then the quarterback completion has not changed at all, except again, whatever your offense is in that game, that's the chart you use for your quarterback's completion percentage. And then the formula to determine the rest of his data is written right here. So again, you're gonna have to do some math. You're gonna have to be able to get out a calculator and do some math. I think most people in the tabletop game community, especially in sports gaming, they're pretty sophisticated math guys. I would say most of my peers and colleagues in tabletop sports gaming, probably more sophisticated mathematically than I am. So I would say everybody can do basic math formulas, right? So that's that. So there you have it, folks. I decided, again, I was selling this. I'll show you. Um, I got mine. Oh, where's it at? Oh, well, it's not here. I don't know what I did with it. Oh, here it is. So I was selling this exact PDF in this little this little 6x9 portable. And I just realized I don't really need to. However, it's worth it because it's a full game. You get the normal traditional possession-based scoring, you get the quarter scoring, but you also get a full football simulator. But the reality is, I like this being, I like, I've said this before. I think it's tough for me to decide what my favorite football game is. Is it big country football? Is it football time? And I've said this before. I think football time, its total package for playing career simulation fictional football. I think football time is probably my best product as far as football games. Not best game, but best football game maybe. I'm addicted. I mean, I'm literally loving every snap I drop in my big country games. I don't care what version, whether it's 25 Pro or this. I don't care which version I've been playing. I'm loving it every snap. So what I'm playing versus what I recommend. Well, obviously I recommend both, but my point is this is one of those things where I think if somebody loves football and somebody wants to enjoy what I've created, I think this deserves to be available to everybody to build leagues, make teams, and play football. And so I wanted everybody to have this updated. Um, Again, you don't have to print it in color. However, I have grayscaled for easier reading of the things. I've also bolded certain information to make it easier to read, and that was purposeful for the book. I wanted this information to jump off the page in this little book, right? So it was important that it was bold, so it jumped off this book in a small font. Well, now the font is larger and the book, or actually the font hasn't changed, but the size of the paper's changed, so it's easy to print. So anyway, there you have it, folks. I just want to bring everybody up to date. 3 new free files. Under Football Time Complete, you will now find new Football Time Complete, the full book right there. Whoops. And then you will find under Big Country Football 2025 edition, all of the free stuff here, the 2025 version of the game, but also now the pro game, Matt, and the brand new 6x9 mat. Again, with the latest charts in the football field. Again, what's really improved for teaching, and the reason I did this, it was worked fine. Nothing, it's easier to teach in the new book rules when I laid it out as you read it left to right. So you know when you roll the dice, the first thing you should be paying attention to is the DP. If the DP comes up, you've got to adjust the play call. Okay, so if it does, you then read the very next line. Oh, it's a run for nothing. Oh, there is no other secondary check, and we're done. If I roll a linebacker's, let's say this is Dick Butkus -2. He would take that 8 and drive it down to a 1. That's a 1 yard run for your back. That's it. It's over. There is no secondary check, and we move on to down 2. So now it's 2nd and 9. Let's say I roll a 15. Oh, damn, Butkus again, or Butkus's led Bears. He drives it down 2, 1, 2, incomplete. 3rd and 9, right? Let's say, again, that's 3rd and 9 now. I roll again, and it's an 11. Uh-oh. So we know there's no defensive effect. It's a run touchdown, but uh, my back comes into play. Let's say my backs for my team are a 0, 7 and up. A Butkus will stop this touchdown run on 3 yards. And let's say I roll a 10. Butkus hammers them in the hole. It's now 4th and 6. It's punting time. And then I just roll a d20 and look at the punt right here. Say I roll a 14, up to punt of 44 yards, and then I roll for the opponent. Let's say I roll a 9, it's a 3 yard return. It'd be a 41 yard net, and the Chicago Bears now have the ball on offense, and they start their drive. So what I did was really I reorganized how you read the chart. Just makes it so much easier for people who are learning the game. Um, and DP is the DPU. OPU is, of course, you modify these numbers by the offensive ratings. You modify the play call by the defensive rating. And there you have it, folks. It's that simple. It is not meant to replace your. It's not meant. This game is clearly not meant to replace Stratomatic or Status Pro or Second Season or app off football. This is meant to be a full sim, fast, furious, and again fictional play. So it really allows you to make your own universe of teams, players, and just play some football, have a good time. It is not it is a full sim. I take it very seriously, but it's never been a suggestion that any of my football games should replace your diehard replay games. They should not replace your more sophisticated sims, right? So I just hope people can enjoy these. All right, everybody out there, have a wonderful week. It is Monday, the 10th. I'll be 55 here in a few days. It's amazing. If you had told me, um, my God, if you told me and by 55, I would have completed all of the games that I wanted to and made them available to the public in these forms, I would have said you're crazy at 55. I mean, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, if you'd said that, I would have said, hey, I'm just trying to get a role-playing game done. And anyway, so I am always thrilled to share with the community. All right, let me stop sharing here, get back to the video. So anyway, just to let you know, that's what's going on. Updated black and white full folders. And the book is available on Lulu for $7.99 if you want this book. The Pro book is also available there, I think I think it might be $7.99 as well. The Pro version, 8 by half by 11. That book is available still in paperback as well. And Anyway, thank you for watching. Everybody have a wonderful week. Bye bye.